Alhamdulillah, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us another chance to come and listen to His guidance and the teachings of His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Last Jum'ah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us a piece of advice and we had to go back home and try to do and put something in practice. And I hope those who tried, inshallah, Allah slowly but surely, Allah will give us a way out and Allah will open things for us. Last Jum'ah, Allah guided us by telling us that we have an enemy within our homes. Some of our spouses could be our greatest enemies, but we have to go back and mend those marriages. We try our best. Let the husband do the responsibility and let the wife also do her duty so that we can at least try to create some kind of atmosphere that can help us to get rid of the fitna outside the home. So in the guidance that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us last Jum'ah, He said you go back and pardon your spouses. And this is a hard task, people, to go back and pardon them and overlook some of the mistakes and then forgive. Those are the three principles. وَإِن تَعْفُوا وَتَصْفَحُوا وَتَغْفِرُوا. Allah put them together because they're not easy. To go back and try to put together a marriage that is crumbling, you have to be man enough. If the woman is the one to do that responsibility, she has to put in so much. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said you have to pardon them. So when somebody seeks for forgiveness, you have to accept them back. Even if they hurt you to so much extent, you have to accept when they break their hearts to come back to you. وَتَصْفَحُوا. And you have to overlook some of the mistakes. Don't cling on every simple petty mistake that somebody does. وَتَغْفِرُوا. And then you have to forgive. Because some of us don't forgive. You just mention it, okay, we'll leave it. Somebody says, I'm sorry, forgive me. No, let's leave it. Now another mistake comes in, then you pile it up to the other one. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us those three principles and we went home. And He told us on the tongue of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that the best among you are those who are best to their household, their wives, to their spouses. So measure your excellency with regards to your household. How does your wife consider you to be? Are you a good husband? How does your husband consider you to be? Are you a good wife? That was the task for last Jum'ah. And now today Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us the order. He says, وَعَاشِرُهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. Now this is more to the side of men. You go and try to make sure that you live in harmony. Try to create that kind of tranquility by your own ways and means. عَاشِرُهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. You sometimes might hate some of what they do. فَإِنْ كَرِهْتُمُوهُنَّ. You can reach an extent where you hate your wife. She has taken you through so much hell that you don't want to look at her next time. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, even if you reach that extent, فَإِنْ كَرِهْتُمُوهُنَّ, you might even hate them. But understand, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala might produce something good if you bear some patience. And you try to put this thing together. You try your best to overlook and pardon and forgive. Maybe sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can give a way out and maybe the marriage reworks again. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam advising us, he told us that the very nature of those sisters, of those wives of ours, they have a problem in their very nature. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created them from a rib, and the rib is by nature crooked. It is bent, the rib, your rib. So it is bent naturally. And he said the greatest bending is on the highest point of the rib. And the high point of the lady is her head. There is a problem. You might think she might reason like you because she's educated or she has so much degrees, but they will never reason like men. Naturally. And that's not putting them down. We are just telling them the truth. Because there is a difference between actual fact and an opinion. The women can have their opinions about themselves and what the Western culture has told them. But facts are from Allah who created them. And men, you know the women you're living with. They have a problem in their reasoning. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Istawsu bin nisa." Make sure you counsel them and guide them kindly, because they have a nature that is crooked from their very creation. They came from a crooked shape. So when you try to make it straight and you consider her to be man like you're going to break your marriage. You're going to break it. And if you don't do anything and you say, okay, let me just leave my wife, she's going to work in a crooked way all her life. So instead bin nisa, sit with them, talk to them, try to guide them, try to counsel them, so that at least you can get, anyway, at least you try to release the bending. Try to straighten it slowly. So that at least when she becomes straight or upright, at least you might have some tranquility at home. So when you have that sakina from your home, and then you go to work, any kind of temptations that you're going to meet other women outside, you're going to be at least in position to control your nerves and your ego. You're going to be able to control your bestial nature, that kind of desire that you have in you. Otherwise, if we are not doing that responsibility at home, we go out hungry for women. Why? Because you don't have that sakina at home. So let's go back and do this. And the Prophet ﷺ, one golden advice he gave us, he said, if you want to initiate a reconciliation, begin by giving gifts. Tahadaw. How he said, tahadu, give gifts. Gift those wives. Because you might go back and you want to reconcile, but you begin on a very, slippery slope, and you get into another altercation in trying to reconcile. So when you get a gift, you buy a gift as sunnah, because you had the messenger say it, and you go try it out. Tahadaw, go give yourselves gifts. Tahabu, you love yourselves. You produce another new life of love. So if there is no love at home, there is nothing, that you're putting together at home, begin by getting those small gifts and you take them home. That's the guidance of your Prophet. Then when she becomes excited, you can sit with her and you begin to talk. You can initiate a lively conversation with her. Otherwise, if you go with your arrogance and I'm man in this home and I'm the one to talk final, no, she will never, because she has that crookedness by her nature. So sisters, understand what your Creator is telling you, so that you listen to your husbands. When they're trying to mend their marriages, you will benefit if your marriage is intact. But we are living in turbulence. Women are losing marriages, and when they lose marriages, they still have the desire. When they walk on the streets, when they're not married, they're outside their marriages, they become a fitna to the men. After they lost their own marriages, and they want to pretend outside that are good wives. So they tempt us, and we think they're good ones. So men keep flocking towards them, yet they fail to even make their marriages. So please understand the guidance of your Creator. And when we are presenting these truths, we don't even shy away, because we know we are talking the absolute truth. Inna asdaq al-hadith kitabullah wa khayr al-hadi hadi Muhammadin sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So let's be good listeners. Let's go back. Let the man do his duty, and then let the woman do her responsibility. And inshallah, by next Jum'ah, maybe we shall have reached some level. And inshallah, maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help us and then bring some kind of goodness in our lives. And maybe ultimately we shall get rid of this fitna. We shall become stronger in the outside world to control our kind of desires. And then maybe we can prepare our deen to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. واختاما أصلي وأسلم على سيدنا محمد حيثما الله مخبرا وآمر إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد وارض اللهم عن أئمة الحنفاء أبي بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي وعن بقية الصحابة رضوان الله تعالى عليهم أجمعين اللهم ربنا آت نفوسنا تقواها زكها أنت خير من زكاها أنت وليها ومولاها اللهم أعنا على ذكرك وشكرك وحسن عبادتك ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إمام إنا نسألك خير ما سألك منه عبدك ونبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم عبادك الصالحون ونعوذ بك من كل شر استعاذك منه عبدك ونبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم عبادك الصالحون أنت المستعان وعليك البلاغ ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله.